Round Zero. With Hassan Jamil in the booth and Harib Flores on production, I'm Justin Abramson, and we are so glad you could join us today for a huge interconference clash with all-star implications between Tim Furrow and Zimowit Pazderski. Tim has been the story of the ITSL this season, shooting out to an 11-0 start in the Americas Conference and reaffirming his place among Twilight Struggle's elite. Now, it's been said that you can only beat who they put in front of you, but with the strength of schedule sitting at just 31%, it is fair to say Tim is still searching for that signature win to punctuate what has been a stellar first half of the season. And what an opportunity he has today to get that victory in a game against the legendary Zimowit. Currently the number 2 player in the world and holding a 10-1 record out of the EMEA conference, Zimowit is without question the most accomplished player in the history of Twilight Struggle. With 6 gold medals and a mind-boggling 13 top 3 finishes in ITS-sanctioned events, which is as many as the next 4 people combined, no one can doubt Zimowit's sterling record of dominance in our game. However, perhaps the one trophy missing from Zimowit's haul is an ITSL championship, and that's something he hopes to rectify this season. So wherever you are in the world and whatever time it is for you, we invite you all to sit back and relax and watch 2 of the best in the world go head-to-head on Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. With that, I'd like to turn to Hassan Jamil. Hassan, I know it's been a couple of months and the crew may look a little different from what you're used to, but I'm thrilled to welcome you back into the Action Round Zero broadcast booth, and I hope you're as excited as I am for today's matchup.
Thank you very much, Justin. I really couldn't pick a better match to hop back on the stream for, and yeah, it looks like they're already back underway. Tim and I were old enemies, as many people in the watching probably know, and already some excitement happening. Zimowit wins the Arab Israeli War. We got a martial set up. We got a 1 on a coup. All sorts of action going on.
Yep, looks like I talked a little bit too long, but yeah, certainly Marshall, a powerful headline for the U.S., a successful Arab-Israeli war for the USSR, and lots of fireworks early, and we're just at the USAR AR1.
Yeah, Zimowit used socialist governments for that coup and rolled a 1, unfortunately. So went with the plan of trying to knock him out of the Middle East, but he's not going to be able to do that. And he does have the scoring card in hand.
Yes, so Zimowit immediately secures presence in the Middle East. And as Tim goes into Asia, he takes Pakistan, gets into Malaysia. I think a pretty standard response.
Right, Zimowit's sitting with Indo-Pak War, so he seems content to let Asia sit for now. But honestly, Tim, I mean, if you're Tim, you're happy with this because you held on to the Middle East, you've got Europe domination, and it looks like you're walking into Asia unimpeded. Zimowit doing the smart thing and dropping Middle East scoring. No need to get greedy and go for domination with this hand.
Yes, that definitely makes sense. So 1 point on the board here for the U.S., and the fight may turn here to Asia, with Zimowit not having any remaining Europe attack cards and with Decall in hand. Now, Hassan, I'd love to hear your thoughts on when you trigger Decall here versus CIA. Do you try to get CIA out first before you Decall, or do you just Decall now with DEFCON high and and knowing that you're going to have an opportunity to get rid of CIA later?
It's always an interesting opportunity. I would lean towards getting Decall out and going for the board right now. If you play CIA first, I feel like already with the US in Malaysia, you're not going to get Thailand. You're not going to get anything out of this Decall. So I think you should need to drop it first, force a reaction, and then CIA should be safe to play even afterwards. Oh, but now DEFCON gets dropped. I don't know if I agree with this now. Okay.
Oh, wow. And he wins the war.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. So we saw
big.
Yeah, that was a big gamble there, and Zimowit flips Pakistan. Tim also getting some influence down. And now I wonder, could you see a realignment here of Iran, I wonder?
It's not out of the question, although Middle East is scored. Now, Zimowit's questioning whether to Decall or to CIA. I didn't mind the CIA play now. Now that you've got Pakistan and now that the US is already in Thailand, I don't see necessarily the benefit of Decall first over CIA.
Yeah, I think dumping CIA at the end of the turn and maybe waiting is the play. And of course, I was speculating about a realign, but Zimowit doesn't have the cards to do that. And he obviously wants to event Decall. CIA is not going to do it and wants to space NORAD.
Yeah, I'm assuming this one-off from CIA will probably go to South Korea or India. Both seem like decent targets.
Yeah, certainly. And I noticed that Tim got into Syria quickly because he perhaps was worried about the same thing, perhaps worried about getting realigned out of Iran and not having any access in the Middle East, even though it's already scored. Oh, and a big roll of a 6.
Wow.
It
I
doesn't
don't
matter a ton with Middle East already scored, but still annoying for the USSR when that 6 comes and you don't have presence in Iraq.
definitely. I do like the move to get to Lebanon. I know it hurts because it's already been scored, but it's an important country to take there. I think prevents that free country that the U.S. Honestly it save 3 ops pretty much, because now in order for a non-battleground for Tim, he's gonna have to grab Jordan or Syria, which is pretty annoying. It's not where you want to be putting your ops in early.
No, no, indeed. And he's got a little bit of time to do it, but he's going to have to do it during turn 2. We could easily see another Iran coup on the start of next turn. And
Okay,
Tim's going to
so
give up Fidel here. And okay, so he's going to spread out of Iran
yep.
to make sure make really sure he's not knocked out. And then he puts another one into Thailand to overprotect. Pretty standard.
Okay. This is a great hand for Zemo. I don't see why you don't headline Deco here, and because Defectors is gone, and so I think you just go for it. And you have Asia scoring. You can score Asia right away, or you can flip Thailand with the China card first. I think it's just too good to give up here. And he is indeed going to headline. Tim has a it's all right hand. He's got the 3 red ones: Romanian blockade, Nasser. Not pleasant.
So, Hassan, educate me a little bit here. I guess I was thinking more along the lines of headlining Vietnam, which still gives you the Asia domination and then scoring immediately, and then you don't give Tim the option to coup in Africa, where you're certainly going to place your influence, and then you maybe decall on AR2. But a decall here, it's a little bit awkward because then Tim's going to get a coup, right?
I think there may be a couple different ideas Zemo might be playing with here. One, the most obvious one might be that he's not actually planning to score or flip right away. He wants to get into Angola before Tim does, because Tim knows about Deco from CIA last turn. And so he might go Angola, Indonesia, Thailand, and Algeria, for example, and then take a coup in Panama. And just say, I'm going to take, because the coup's worth 4 ops here as well, 4 VPs, right? So
yes, that is true. The coup is important. Now, do you think Zemowit is going to try and just flip Thailand here with the China card? Looks like very much not.
I think
Doesn't
he's
need Thailand for domination.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a coup. Probably even with Vietnam itself, maybe in Panama. That seems
Okay.
like I think that would be my play here. Dropping Asia, you can fight for Asia anyways. Is the thing. I would go Indonesia here, though. I kind of think you'll need it when you count the non-battlegrounds and the countries in general.
Yeah, if you're not going to score Asia immediately, you've got to go into Indonesia here, I think. Now, if he wants to score it right away, I don't think it's that important. If he's going to score it right away and give up a coup, then yeah, I'd want to maximize my influence in Africa, maybe even put one in Zaire to make the Angola coup less worthwhile. But if you're going to coup, I think you need to get Indonesia so that you make sure you don't get beat on country count.
Yeah, I think he's certainly going to coup. Just 4 VPs. Asia itself is just 5. The domination's worth 4 in and of itself. And then, of course, like you get the country as well. So the coup is a no-brainer here, I think. But flipping Thailand, to be honest, is very tempting. But that's like that's a flashy play. And I think the smart play is to take your African countries, establish your presence there, and take the coup for Milops and drop Defcon. And then you still have plenty of opportunity to fight for Asia. You're the only one with access to India. South Korea is still open. I like Indonesia, and I think I like a Vietnam coup into Panama or East European unrest works just fine.
Yep. Yeah, I like this play here. Get you your Milops, and Tim is definitely going to be on the back foot here in Asia, trying to stop this domination with Zemowit having all the access he needs. Tim, we haven't looked at Tim's hands. Tim seems pretty low on ops. Lots of ones there. He's got D-Stall. He's got De Gaulle. Not a lot of playable ops in his hand.
Yeah, nuclear test ban will help, of course, but other than that, basically nothing. D-Stall will get started to blockade. De Gaulle, I'm assuming, will get spaced, and the rest will just be played out 1-1-1. So Zemo with a realistic chance to grab Asia domination. I'll comment on Zemo's decall. I feel like I would have liked the 1-op better in Algeria over Nigeria. Reason being, he's got no access to France, and with Europe unscored, next turn he draws Suez Crisis or redraws socialist governments. Now he has access to flip France.
I agree with that. I would have liked to see Algeria to get that access to France, and I think Zimowit is likes to talk about the importance of Algeria, so he knows that pretty well. So I was a little bit surprised as well, but I guess you could see De Gaulle evented, and he's going to get access into France anyway, so it might not end up mattering.
Might not, yeah, absolutely.
De Gaulle could get evented to get it out of the deck, or it could get spaced.
Now, tough decisions here for Tim, because he's got to decide whether he wants to defend Asia or not. And he's playing the Cambridge 5, which I don't like because you are giving up a decent amount of information. No Europe scoring, at least. Okay, he grabs South Korea. If Zimowit grabs, he's going to take India, right? Yes, you have to fight for this here. 1, 2, 3. You're up 2 countries. I think it makes sense here because even if Tim takes Malaysia and Philippines, you can grab Vietnam, and you're still up.
No,
And
well,
at that
Tim
point,
may take Japan here and give Zimowit a free 4 ops. Now Zimowit's got UN intervention, but taking Japan would stop domination here, and I think that's probably Tim's only realistic path to doing that.
I would assume then China card breaks South Korea, and Tim's left in the same situation, except he
Yeah.
gave up the U.S. Japan. I think Zimowit would push for that. Zimowit's probably got a sense for how weak the hand is just from that Cambridge 5 Open. I mean, no doubt. So that's another reason why I think that might be a mistake.
That's true.
Looks like Tim might go for Japan here. I wonder if he goes for Japan and South Korea over control. That might be able to completely snuff out domination. I don't think there's a way around that.
Yes, there would be no way around it, even with Tim's terrible hand.
Terrible hand. Yeah, exactly.
To be able to get a draw in Asia if he fills up Japan here. Now, obviously, it feels bad to fill up Japan and then have your opponent play U.S. Japan, but Zimowit, of course, with UN intervention, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And you certainly wouldn't use UN intervention on containment. I wouldn't think you want to get containment out.
Well, it's an excellent hold card if he doesn't end up having.
Yeah, hold it to turn 3. So Tim could take Malaysia and Philippines, which would stop domination temporarily. But I think he's going to have to take Japan if he doesn't want to get domination scored against him here.
Japan and South Korea over control is the only way.
Yes, he's going to have to do both.
I think
if he goes for it.
Yeah, I think he is. 3 and then drop 1 there. Yeah, very nice.
There you go.
I like it a lot.
So Zimowit passed up the opportunity to score Asia immediately for domination in favor of getting the coup, and Tim was able to kind of wriggle out of that domination there. And now Zimowit does, of course, pick up the 4-point swing from Millop, so it's not like it was a total loss. And let's not forget he did get his 3 in Panama, so not only does he have Panama, he's got a VOA-proof presence in there. But he doesn't score Asia domination, and Tim is able to fight for that, get away even.
Right. I still think well worth it when you consider 4 VPs, you consider the coup going Zimowit's way instead of Tim's way, and also you consider that Tim just gave up his only 4-op to defend, and Zimowit just got a free U.S. Japan out of it. So a lot of benefits overall for Zimowit. I think well worth it to go for the coup. Definitely the right decision.
Yeah. Have we seen? I'm sorry, I haven't been tracking this, but have we seen Truman yet? And would Zimowit think about jamming? West Germany potentially can't jam France. But of course, he doesn't know just how weak Tim's hand is, but has to have some kind of idea that he's got more ops.
Well, Cambridge 5 has been played this turn, so he knows Europe scoring's not in the cards this turn. So I think Zimo would probably wait for a Europe card to draw next turn because he doesn't know De Gaulle, he doesn't know Suez, and Socialist could get redrawn. Yeah, and I don't think we've seen Truman.
Yeah, so that's not a safe play there. And okay, Zimowit decides to spread out.
Yeah, I like the one in Egypt because that one in Algeria, you want to get to Libya before Tim does. Honestly, I like this a lot for Zimowit. Look at Central America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and Asia in general. Remember, Korean War is still around. I mean, there's a 1 out of 3 chance that Korea is going back the other way. And you look.
Well, what if Zimowit draws it? So I guess more of a 1 out of 6.
Absolutely,
yeah. And also Tim is going to give up Romanian abdication here. So a socialist redraw followed by Europe scoring would be just devastating for Tim, and already a bad break for Tim that Europe is not going to come out until turn 3.
Yeah, I think Tim's saving grace here is that right now the score is only 1, and mid-war, he can make some moves, but right now the board is all Zimowit.
Yep. Yeah, Asia is a draw at the moment, but a bit tenuous with Korean War out there. Middle East certainly looking very red. Europe looking blue, but lots of cards still in the deck that can do bad things in Europe.
Yeah, exactly.
For Yep. So
I'm not convinced Tim is going to get off of Europe scoring next turn. There are too many ways this can go wrong, I think, for him.
yeah, I agree. That is no sure thing. Now
Yeah,
Zimowit, I would have to imagine, is going to trigger containment here on on his last AR. Do you think Nasser certainly not worth sending to space here with Egypt with one already in Egypt? So Tim's going to just have a couple ops to play with. Okay, so he's going to just get De Gaulle out of the deck. So it's a smart play. I like doing that as the U.S. So make sure that doesn't get redrawn and come back to haunt you later.
I'm a little bit unsure about it, just because you gave him that presence to France, which he previously didn't have, and now Socialist and Suez become way bigger headaches. Um, but again, of course, you see the benefit of getting that out of the deck, so I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Not sure.
you've got to overprotect France with one of these two ops, certainly.
Agreed. Even a double overprotect if you really
Yeah.
want to go uh, full out for Europe. The other option, I guess, honestly, he doesn't have many other options. I don't see where else he's going to even play these ops.
He does. Yeah, he does. He just
South
doesn't have the
Africa and
access.
Mexico, I mean, you can just fill them up, but I'd rather overprotect France here, I think. Yeah, no, Zemo looking very, very well set. You love having that UN intervention in hand going into turn 3, and I believe we haven't seen NATO, we haven't seen 5-year plan. 5-year plan could draw Europe scoring in Zemo's
No,
hand, so.
I think Tim was just checking for that, and I believe 5-year plan is in the discard.
Oh, it is? Okay, I must have missed that then.
But we will find out.
Well, it could be redrawn anyways.
Yes.
Still a possibility. It's been a good start to the game so far. I think its luck's been decently even both ways. Zemo failed that socialist coup, although he did succeed the Panama and did succeed on the Arab-Israeli war, which is big.
And the Indo-Pak War as well. That's
Indo-Pak
two
war.
wars that the Indo-Pak got him two battlegrounds there. So that was big. So yes, Tim did hold on to Iran, but Zimowit with Pakistan and India, which arguably the bigger prize.
Yeah, and don't forget, we're talking about Korean War flipping for Zemoid. India could flip just as easily back the other way.
Yes, with an Indo-Pak redraw, that would tilt Asia in Tim's direction.
Mm-hmm.
But Tim has to be concerned about these mid-war regions. Now he did draw D-Stall in turn 2. It's going to get back into the deck. So,
Yeah.
But it's certainly behind in Central America, behind in Africa.
Yeah, D-Style would just drop a South America control right down. So Tim's really hoping he doesn't see that.
Yes.
South America is one of those regions where there are just so many access cards for either side, and then whoever gets the first one turn 4 is like, you can almost certainly control it. He does go for the double over control, but draws all 3 scoring.
All 3. Oh boy. Okay. He draws IP War. He draws Korean War. Okay, so Asia will be even next turn. Europe will be a domination for Tim, and the Middle East is going to be ugly. In fact, I don't know. IP War, certainly. Would you think of an IP War headline here, or would you just headline Middle East and just be done with it?
I don't even know. Look at Zimowit's hand. This is going to get really ugly. Zimowit's at D-Style. He's going to hop into South American control. He's got Purge. He's got NATO with UN intervention. He's got 5-year plan. It's too good of a hand. Too good of a hand. I think this is going to be a really rough turn for Tim. With 3 scorings, I feel like you have to headline one. You have to headline one.
Yeah, Tim's not going to be hurt here. He draws all 3 scoring cards. He's not going to be hurt for VPs here. Asia's going to be even, and Europe will cancel out Middle East. But in terms of board position, the board could look quite ugly at the end of this turn. I got to assume he's going to space Korean War if he can. Zimowit, I think, may just headline Purge here, which would make Korean War unspaceable. He'd have to hold it to turn 4. Ooh, this is going to be rough for Tim.
You want to look at a silver lining, I guess. Purge is only going to be 2 ops probably because you got, or 3 ops because you got 3 scorings and Indo-Pak is being evented. I like Middle East. I agree with you. I mean, it can't hurt, right? There's nothing that Zemo can headline to break Iran, and it's not going to get any better for you. So just I'd headline it to get it out of the way, and then go for an Indo-Pac. And if you got it, then take Asia, and if not, then just dump Asia, and Europe's yours. So
Yeah, I think Middle East is only getting worse. So I think I would dump it in the headline here.
yeah,
Purge is right.
no other headline makes sense for Zemo. Suez,
Now, I
obviously.
believe for Zimowit, for Zimowit, special relationship is a known card. He knows Tim has special relationship, so he's going to use UN on NATO and not on Duck. And then it's just space Duck, I guess. Okay. Oh, and Tim's just going to go with the IP war immediately.
Middle East scoring might signal too weak of a hand, possibly, although with Purge might not matter. Goes Pakistan over India, didn't matter, also 4. Wow.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, this is what I meant. This is what I meant.
Yeah.
I don't know about that Indo-Pac.
Oh, boy.
I mean, now
that is rough.
Now you're purged, and you got to use your purged ops to place 2 into Syria. Like, that sucks, man.
And Zimowit he could conceivably get control here.
You know what? You're actually
with Tim controlling the scoring, he's not going to. But Zimowit is now 5 ops away from control.
And he's just gonna de-style out, so he gets a free independent red. So this is brutal. This is brutal. I would go. Yeah, he's gonna. Wow, look at this. Venezuela and Brazil, definitely.
Yep, I think that is a standard play.
And now
Hassan, Tim is gonna need some big scary events in a large hurry.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna come back in these mid-war regions.
Nuclear test ban now. You're looking at 2 Syria, 1 Mexico is my play. And then you're holding Korean War. Might even space Warsaw, to be honest. It's 2 ops, and then Europe is just left so vulnerable.
Leave Europe vulnerable to the Pope, EEU. I think I like spacing Warsaw here.
On the other hand, you do need the ops, but we'll see. If he gets 2 into Syria, okay, or Jordan.
Yeah, I think Jordan is a fine play.
Jordan is better. I missed actually, is Jordan better? I missed the access because of Iraq. I thought he didn't have access to it. Yeah, I guess there's no real. Okay, no, Jordan is better. Wait, no, Jordan and Syria are both affected by Muslim revolution. Oh, okay, but now he has influence in 3 different countries instead of 2. So yeah, Jordan is better than Syria. Can't get completely wiped out.
Yeah, and that is, boy, what a rough hand for Tim.
Mm-hmm. If I'm Zimwood, I'm playing independent reds right now.
You should take Mexico here, right?
Yeah, I think you just take Mexico. You do want to spread into okay, yeah, exactly. Or you can do both that way.
So many ops there.
He's still got 4 plus 3. He's got 9 ops to play this turn, and he's just gonna take South America control with it.
No reason not to. Yeah, and I like spreading into South Africa as well. Make your footprint in Africa VOA proof.
Yeah. Also, Tim does have Milop from Indo-Pac, so even if he pokes Guatemala, Zemo has no issue cooing. And Middle East is going to be dropped now. Should have been the headline. I don't see a good reason for Indo-Pac to... Indo-Pac can wait. All right, now Asia's going to get dropped, and Zemo's just looking at wow... All 3 early war regions gone now until turn 7, so obviously attention is going to focus on the mid-war, and that's looking very scary if I'm Tim.
Yes. Zemo went far ahead in all 3 of the mid-war regions.
Yeah, don't forget, OPEC's a 5 VP scoring as of right now. Definitely.
Yeah, the mid-war here is going to come down to, as so many mid-wars do, when these scoring cards come out. Do they come out on turn 4? If the scoring cards come out on turn 4, the game could just end. If they wait to come out until turn 6, even turn 7, there's certainly an opportunity here for Tim to make inroads with steal a coup, get voice, any number of things.
Yeah, and you always got the wild cards with Astronaut, and you got our man, so you never know. I imagine discarding a Central America or South America here would be massive for Tim.
Yes. So Zemo would decide to take Central America domination rather than filling up Chile or putting a fifth into Africa.
Yeah, VOA is obviously also like a monster right now in Africa or South America. In Africa, especially though, just completely wipes out Z from there. So
And so
okay,
Tim's going to go for Mexican realignments here. And
ooh,
he's going to miss, and he's
yeah,
going to miss again. So just
I-
terrible luck there.
yeah, it gives Zemo over control. In fact, even more than missing.
Yep. So over control, and Zimowit gets his Europe overprotection there.
Also, another great hand: Salt, Socialist, Brush War.
Yeah.
Oh, Voice America.
Okay, VOA.
That's a game saver. Those two cards are game savers right there because you hold Astronaut until you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, but Tim's going to certainly have to hope that he succeeds in space. Otherwise, he's going to have to give up Korean War or Decall. Now, I guess with Asia scored, you give up Korean War and you just hope that
Exactly.
that Zemo
Yeah.
doesn't get the role. But yeah, you've got to hold Kennedy here.
There's no other options to hold Kennedy, and the headline's got to be either Bear Trap or VOA. I don't mind Bear Trap getting the coup off.
Yeah, Brush War here of Thailand is going to be quite problematic for Tim. It's full odds, but yeah, I like VOA here, and I would just take the 4 out of Africa, right?
The only what you're scared of. Okay, you have South African unrest in hand.
Although, you're going to have to give it up because you've got that Decall Korean and Kennedy.
Shoot. Okay, just Bear Trap. I like that. If you're bear trapping, then maybe you can. Okay, he hits Thailand, of course. I considered Italy for a split second, to be honest. But okay, yeah, Thailand's probably better, all things considered, with Southeast Asia still to come. It's a 4 VP swing there, and then Asia in the future.
Okay,
Sorry.
So Tim gets a coup here, but where are you gonna? Are you just gonna coup in Africa? Are you gonna coup Nigeria? You don't have a 4-op.
I think you coup in Africa, and because you just don't have the ops. You
need a huge role in South America here.
Oh, Brush War messes up the arms race. So I was thinking you coup with a 2 and then you arms race him, but Brush War prevents that.
Yeah.
But I think still you just coup with one small step and don't get greedy. Because you can try arms race in like Venezuela or something, but the odds are not there. You coup with one small step. Zemo's gonna probably coup Guatemala in return. And then you can VOA in Africa. So it's your team.
Yeah, assuming that Zemo does not fill up South Africa.
Well, I think Zemo would coup Guatemala before doing that, unless he suspects VOA. The thing with VOA is there's always a good target, right? And Zemo, it's very, I know, prone to this type of thinking. So I think Zemo might actually go for the Guatemala coup. So shuttle diplomacy, I think Zemo will just play. I don't think he'll bother spacing. It's not too bad now or in the future, theoretically.
Yeah, and so this space race role could be huge for Tim, because if he's able to get double space here, he can get rid of both Decall and South African and still hold Kennedy.
Exactly. Like South African, you could probably work around, worst case scenario. It's just annoying to kind of deal with. You'd rather just face it.
You can definitely work around South African, but if you're going to use VOA to wipe Zimowit entirely out of Africa, letting him back in with South African is just a little bit annoying.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about wiping Zemo here from Africa is you're going to get rid of Decall this hand. This turn you're going to get rid of South African. You're getting rid of a lot of cards that let Zemo back in, and we know that the U.S. has so many options in the mid-war to prevent the coup. So conceivably Africa could flip here.
Yes, absolutely. So Zimowit, I think a coup of Guatemala makes all kinds of sense on Zimowit's AR2, and then I think I would trigger VOA immediately. But let's see what Tim does here. He thought very hard about this.
This is going Nigeria or Angola. Okay,
going Angola. Interesting. Okay.
I like that because so now if he still vulnerable to VOA.
Okay, so now I think VOA immediately in Africa, right?
Yeah, gotta kick him out. No doubt. No, I like that. I like Angola because now if he fields the double space, South African's much less problematic. because you've
Yes,
already.
that's true. I guess I was thinking more Nigeria because then if you wipe Zimawit out, you have access to then all 5 battlegrounds. Whereas now if you wipe them out, you still don't have access to Nigeria.
Yeah, so you could do that. You could always do the double walk from Cameroon and Saharan states, or you can wait around for
Yep.
rear guard puppet governments. Basically, and also with decoil out of the deck, you know that you're almost certain to get there before. Like, how else is Zemo going to get there? Actually, he has
Yep.
pretty much. I'm pretty sure there are no cards that get Zemo into Nigeria. Actually,
Yeah. Well, Che, I think, would be the only one
Che would
if
be the
Tim
only one,
decides to do.
okay,
Interesting.
so Zemo breaking here. He's betting on a weak hand, and he's going to semi succeed because it's a little bit tough. If I'm Tim, I'm playing arms race and not Korean War. Korean War signals too much weakness. I like arms race to Zaire and Algeria.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good play. There's one, and there's two.
So Zimowit's plan to enter Saharan states, but that just leads to a coup. I'm not too sure what the point of the
That'd be a nice coup for. Oh, interesting. Zima with suspected Africa scoring, and he comes up empty on his Cambridge 5.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that play. That's I feel like you use those 2 ops, and now you lose the tempo. You lose too much there. Oh, and succeeds the space.
Yes.
Massive.
Success in space, very important. Big role there for Tim. So now he's got the choice of spacing Korean War or South African. I think he'll certainly get rid of South African and just chance the war.
And gamble on Korean. Yeah, I think that's what you got to do. And then you keep him out. You don't even want him like anywhere near Africa. Yeah, this has worked out decently well for Tim. Of course, you look at the Americas, and it's that's 20 VPs sitting right there. So, but with Kennedy in hand, you're hoping to mitigate some of that. Still very Zemo. I still like the game for Zemo. I mean, you got Southeast Asia scoring too. Don't forget that Brush War was. I know we kind of just brushed it aside. Haha. I'm sorry, that was horrible. But we brushed aside the Brush War, and so, but Southeast Asia is a big scoring sitting on the table.
We'll allow it, Hassan. I know it's your first time back in a while, so we will let that go. But yes, you're absolutely right, Hassan. I mean, the Americas look terrible. That's 20 VPs sitting there for Zimowit. So if Zimowit is able to draw both those scoring cards on turn 5, the game just ends. But of course, if Tim draws them with Kennedy, the whole game just takes on a much different tone. So indeed, his space is South African. Doesn't get his 2 VPs, but I think he's happy. Just to. Interesting.
I like that. This I really like. Wow. I didn't consider that play from Zimowit's side. I didn't think about it too much, but I really like that because I feel like when you salt and the opponent has Africa, it's the perfect time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and Tim doesn't have a great coup situation here. He's got a 0 op in kitchen debates and essentially a 1 op. So he certainly is not going to be able to use this opportunity to coup into South America.
I'm thinking a coup here in Laos.
Yeah, I think I like a coup in Laos, 1-op coup in Laos. Hope you roll high and a couple of VPs on Southeast Asia scoring and get access back to Thailand. Ooh,
Yeah,
influence.
you have access, but just an influence. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a big roll. Zimowit's rolled really well this game.
He has, and
way too unfair rolls. Yeah, no.
So Tim can coup back there, but it's just a 1-op. He needs a huge roll, needs a 5, I believe.
I think you have to do it just to protect.
Here we go, and the war misses.
Finally,
Tim still dominated in Asia, but that would have been disastrous. Nice. And he gets the 5 to empty him out and draws ABM. And no scoring cards coming out on turn 5. Tim will have the opportunity to get Cultural out of the deck for just the 1 VP. He'll space Liberation. This is a nice hand here for Tim.
On the other hand, Zemo can only space 1 card, and he's got to deal with Camp David, Nixon, Rear Guards, Grain Seal, Sadat. Muslim and U2 are nice, and of course he still has Decoil in hand, which I'm assuming has got to be the headline here. Really? Why not just Decoil? I'm questioning this. Why not jump into Zaire and Nigeria? Seems too good to give up. Is he thinking of something with How I Learned?
Interesting. Okay. So yeah, now you just fix OAS you fix whatever Tim does with OAS. Okay,
Yeah,
but you had an
you don't get
opportunity to coup in to Africa. Now, I would think Zimowit is going to play the China card quickly because this is going to be interesting because I would think Zimowit will want to play the China card quickly because he's got such a problem hand. But Tim is going to want to play Cultural Revolution quickly.
So Zimua doesn't know it, but he should just play the China card right now and make cultural. Okay. So I don't know why you just don't decode in the headline and then take a coup turn one. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest. Let's see how Tim responds here.
Yeah, so the decall is still powerful, obviously, but now Tim with an opportunity, if he wants to put 3 into to take Cultural Revolution and put it into Brazil or Argentina and get a foothold there, or he can take back Algeria. I think I'd use Cultural Revolution right away here.
I think you use cultural and you grab Argentina because I don't think losing Algeria is that bad. You can go into Saharan and realign.
Yeah, I agree.
Missed opportunity here on the board here with this how I learned. I don't see it. I don't see the event there. Okay. Actually, no, I still don't see it. Defectors is gone, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was. It came back turn 3, so or turn 4. I definitely saw it. So I don't get it. Then I'm back to not understanding. But Zima does grab Algeria, but now Tim should create some sort of double threat here. He's got to go Saharan and somewhere else. Saharan and Chile maybe. Makes for an interesting dilemma because you get to Peru and you can realign Chile and work on evening out South America.
Yeah, or maybe even you break Venezuela, something like that. Zimowit a little bit low on ops here. Still got the 3 up in the China card.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's wants to take the open battleground. And I'm assuming
Uruguay, an important country here, so I have to imagine that Tim will want to take Paraguay here to protect Argentina.
Yeah, and talking about the Chile play, probably not the best idea with Allende in hand. So maybe you're right, Venezuela or something like that would be better. Also, you called this way back in turn 3 or turn 4, but you're right. Like so you see now, since the scorings are coming late, now Tim has had time to fight for these regions like South America and Africa and flip them back his way, and he's still holding Asnot, and no doubt that's going to be out the next turn.
Now let's look ahead to ABM. Where do you see ABM getting used here? It would flip Africa over from 3-2, but ABM, you hate to use ABM in Africa. You'd rather use it in probably South America.
I would be tempted
to goes with the coup and misses.
I would be pretty tempted to hit Panama with ABM. 50% chance of getting it, and then a 2/3 chance of at least knocking Z out, which is still pretty good. Although no, you're gonna lose out because Costa Rica. See, it's a 50% chance actually. And Liberation might dampen.
Interesting. Tim is triggering Liberation here. So I guess Central America can't possibly get any worse, would be the theory. Although I guess I would have liked to space it for those 2 VPs.
Yeah, I think like you get the 2 VPs. Also, the over control is not nothing, especially in Panama. Don't forget Panama Canal returns this around.
Yeah, and brush war is gone, so it's not like Panama. You can just hold out hope for a brush war. I do think it is important to get to secure Egypt. Okay, and Zimowit goes for the coup again.
Mm-hmm. Now you're definitely not ABMing Panama anymore, so you're probably ABMing Venezuela.
Tim is giving up on Central America and hoping that he draws it with Kennedy, ideally on turn 7.
Yeah, ABMing Zaire also, I see it. I mean, it is flipping the domination, and the odds are better than Venezuela. So I would like understand Zaire because even if you roll a 1, you're still getting it, and I think there's something to be said about that security.
Yep, I like the safe play. You called it. He rolls the 1, gets the 3rd battleground in Africa, and now is in a position to get domination. He does need the non-battleground, and he, of course, is going to need to steal a coup next turn.
Mm-hmm. He has rear guard, so that's going to create a mess on AR7, a big mess, actually. It's going to threaten Thailand, going to break open Southeast Asia, going to break Algeria.
Zimowit has rear guards, so I think Zimowit can't space, so he's going to have to play the China card, or he's going to have to play Nixon and hand over China card.
I think your sequence is China first and then Nixon because there's no way you're playing rear guards. Like no chance, you
Yeah, so
know.
one action round left here for Zimowit. Tim takes Africa domination.
Poking. China card here.
Oh, he's just going to get Nixon out of the deck and give up the China card.
And give up rear guard.
And keep... No, rear guard is AR7.
Okay, so rear guard's going to hold to next turn. Okay. Yeah, and you're going to hold Kennedy and Formosan. You could just place influence into like Sudan and Zimbabwe to grab domination. You could take Malaysia.
I think you may need to overprotect Zaire here as well, although maybe not that important, given that it's probably just going to get cooed.
Yeah, I'd be tempted to go Malaysia, Philippines. That's 2 ops for 2 VPs as well. Okay,
South America scoring in Tim's hand.
Kennedy.
And Africa, but no Central. So Central is going to hold out until turn 7, unless Tim uses Kennedy to dump South and draws Central.
That would be brutal. Okay, the problematic for Tim is that he does not have a coup stopper. So Zima should be able to grab Africa domination here through a Zaire coup. He doesn't have a... Oh, and Brezhnev is so strong here. So strong.
Yeah, Brezhnev is a problem for Tim. He's gonna get some value out of that. OPEC is also gonna be a problem for Tim. That's gonna be 4 VPs at least, if not 5, with all these ops from Brezhnev. And South America, this is going to be this should be an Africa domination for Zimowit, which is going to be 4 points. It should be a South America domination for Zimowit, which is 5 points.
Oh, he's getting rid of that with a Kennedy.
He's just going to use Kennedy now.
Yeah,
not be greedy with it.
You might not even get Central next turn, so you gotta play for this.
Yeah, and Tim had several problem cards, so he's just going to save those 5 VPs.
I don't know about discarding Olympic Games unnecessarily. You're just increasing the odds you draw Central America.
But he
gets
Gunman.
Quagmire Summit, not the best return, but
okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be stuck with Gunman for a while. Okay, why don't you coup the East European instead of Wheelbury? I guess it doesn't matter. He's going to play them both eventually.
Yep, and they're both 4 ops, and Zimowit rolls big anyway, even though he doesn't need to.
Yeah,
so should be an easy Africa domination for Zimowit for 4 VPs.
There is one play here that stops it, which is Puppet into 3 ones. If Tim wants to be annoying and fight, he has that option.
Yeah, Puppet is not particularly useful. Puppet, if it comes out this late, usually useful in Central America, but certainly not now with those 3 non-battlegrounds taken.
Actually, if I'm Tim, I'm going for it. I'm puppeting into Sudan, Ethiopia, and Zimbabwe, and telling Zimo, hey, if you want Africa, you have to work for it. And especially with Brezhnev, it hurts to coup all these 1-ops, because you could be doing it with 1s and 2s instead of doing it with 3s and 4s.
Yep. And you asked earlier about why not use East European Unrest, and I'm sure that the answer is Missile Envy. Tim's got in his hand, I believe Duck is gone. So a Missile Envy event would pull EEU. It doesn't really matter. But if he had gotten rid of EEU, it would pull OPEC or We Will Bury You, much bigger impact.
Excellent point. Yeah, no, you don't even mind Missile Envy now because the 3-op for you and he gets East European Unrest. You just lose 1-op net and your opponent wastes a turn. So it's to be honest, it's kind of a good outcome for you.
Yes, eventing Missile Envy would be ineffective here for Tim.
I like this puppet play. I think you got to go for it because you have all these small like Summit and Missile Envy and Arman that you can use to coup and stuff. And Zimo's got to spend his 3-ops cooing these 1-stabs, which is always annoying.
That's true. Tim does have a good hand to start a coup war in Africa. Going to have to hold Gunman until next turn. Doesn't have a way to get rid of it here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. That's a game changer. I know, it's hard to see it now, but turn 8. I mean, China card Cultural Revolution is gone, but China card might not stay with you forever. And the issue for the U.S. is even with the China card, you're not safe with Aldrich and terrorism or a double terrorism and that type of thing.
Yeah, and so let's just quickly, Hassan, let's reset the board here a little bit. Zimowit ahead in Central America, it's unscored. He's ahead in South, he's ahead in Africa, he's ahead in the Middle East, he's ahead in Asia, and he's ahead in an unscored Southeast Asia. Tim is ahead only in Europe, and CIA is gone. So, Hassan, talk a little bit about Tim's kind of paths to victory here. What can Tim do to get back in this game and come out a winner? It seems like his paths to victory are really dwindling a little bit.
Well, what's nice is that he's been able to keep the VPs close. The VPs have never gotten out of hand once, and so you hold out hope that you can do something about Central America next turn. You could draw Brush War and flip Panama, could coup Guatemala and realign Mexico. Central America, even if the U.S. can get one country in there, it's only a 2 or a 3 VP scoring. It's not too bad. And so you can kind of keep kind of nitpicking and nagging at these, and then keeping the scoring from getting too big. And then the late war, I mean, there's just too many powerful cards that really anything could happen in the game. So I don't think he's definitely not dead lost on the board. I think that would be an exaggeration. I think he's definitely still a game to play for here. Of course, now the odds are definitely in Zuma's favor that the board stays the way it is and with gunman in hand and all that. But if I'm Tin, I think it's a little bit too early to lose hope. It's still only turn 6 and you're only 3 VPs behind. I don't like this puppet.
Okay. So the puppet play to take Vietnam is interesting. Now he obviously couldn't know that, but Zimawood has Vietnam revolt, so he could just flip it right back. Doesn't affect Africa, so Zimawood can just dump the scoring here, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
I hate this puppet play. I think you got to go Sudan and Ethiopia and Zimbabwe and block the scoring. I think that was the much better play there.
He gives up the 4 VPs. He does get into Peru to perhaps threaten realigns of Chile with Allende out of the deck. He does. He has access now to Nigeria, although it is realignable, and Africa, of course, was just scored. But Tim, with really no path to doing anything about Central America, and Kennedy is now gone, so he needs to. I mean, Junta is still out there, but even Junta is not going to really do much for you with how overprotected these countries are. This is looking very much like 10 for Zimawood in Central America. It's going to be tough for Tim to put a dent into that.
Yeah, if I'm Tim, I'm thinking about going for a coup in Guatemala and just testing my luck. Man, really, the Africa play really hurts, I think, here, because just the tempo and forcing Dimo to use his breath of ops there. But anyways, he still has a couple places where he can find value. He can drop one in Peru and threaten a realignment there. He can drop one in Philippines to grab a VP there. Iraq is open, although Iraq and Israel, they're too expensive really to I think consider seriously right now. Although, you could draw Middle East, right? Every little bit counts. Using Flower Power and Comic Con. If you look at it, okay, if you're able to draw Middle East, you're ahead in Europe. If you can draw South America, you're making progress. And then a big play like a Junta or Junta again doesn't do a ton, but a Brush War or ABM, some big play in Central America might be able to do something for you. A big realignment in Mexico, maybe.
Yeah, he needs a redraw of these events, and we've seen grain sales is gone, VOA has gone, used to great effect, but VOA is gone. Although Zimawood eventually did get his Africa domination. So Missile Envy out, not used for the event, wouldn't have been very effective as an event, and going for Haiti.
Yeah, good call.
He just mill ops anyway.
This Vietnam is very nice. Brezhnev now is that's plus 2/8, so in Southeast Asia, whatever he uses, it's not bad.
Yeah, if he wants to use all his ops in Southeast Asia. So I guess, Latin American Death Squads becomes a 4. You could take Philippines with it and put one into Burma or overprotect Laos. You could do that.
Yeah, East European unrest, you can grab Burma and Philippines. It's not bad at all.
Vietnam certainly worth the event there.
Yeah, I'm assuming once Tim grabs Philippines, so then probably, East European unrest could flip Malaysia. I know that's crazy, but it works here. You have that option if you want. You can hold on to it. Probably not necessary. Probably you can use those 4 ops elsewhere, but
something to think. Certainly. Yeah. But the VP track is 7 on the red side. Central America looking like 9 at this point. Southeast Asia could be another 4 or 5. That would be your ball game.
Okay, we'll see.
Zimawood has to respond to this.
Yeah, no doubt.
Rolls a 1, but of course with your boosted Brezhnev, that's good enough.
And I'm assuming you coup back with our man. I don't.
Yeah, really? No, you got to event our man looking for Central.
For Central America, you're right. Yeah, that's an oversight.
Our man is a must event here, looking for Central and Southeast Asia as well.
Absolutely, yeah, no, definitely. Actually, it could be a game changer. It could be a way for Tim to extend this a little bit. And Okay, ooh, massive roll, massive roll.
So
And I,
I'm wondering about that. I don't love Zimowitz giving up the Pope there. I think Europe control could potentially be Tim's one of Tim's few remaining paths to victory. I don't know. I might have spaced the Pope there. Um, uh,
I think it's all right in the context of having to coup back. Just because I'd rather use that than East European unrest. I think. Oh, there goes
uh,
Central.
yeah. Okay. So that is a sigh of relief there for Tim,
Oh, that's
and so that
massive.
is potentially 9 or 10 VPs saved.
Yeah. No, and he got rid of South America with Kennedy, and we talked about that at the start, where you can set up board position is theoretical, right? VPs are cold hard cash, and Dimo hasn't been able to convert maximally. Definitely not nearly as nicely as he would have liked, because I mean, if everything got scored, he would have won this game by now.
Yeah, and instead, Central and South both dumped and not scored. And Tim now picks up a couple of VPs. Of course, Zimowit's going to take those back with OPEC. So still 10 points on the board for Zimowit, and Tim is holding Lone Gunman, and Southeast Asia yet to score. So things looking still quite ugly for Tim. But boy, that Pope.
Yeah,
That
now I'm
Pope opens things up a little bit in Europe, and Warsaw Pact is out of the deck. So I'm wondering if you could see a Poland jam here.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Poland jam here makes too much sense, I think, to ignore. Uh, the other possible play I would see is Peru and another two stab in South America to prevent. Okay, or that.
Okay, I don't mind a Thailand jam because you know it's going to get scored, and Zimowit will draw the scoring here.
Right. Usuri is a very nice headline, though.
And Zimowit also with Junta, also with one small step. Junta, he draws defectors.
Yeah,
Tim with Usuri, which could be very interesting.
But this is very nice for Zimowit because you play Junta, drop Defcon in the headline, and then you can fix Thailand on AR1. So
Yes.
although he will lose Thailand if Tim makes the right play and headlines Usuri, I think Usuri here's a no-brainer. You headline Usuri, drop 2 into Thailand, 2 into Laos, and then Zimowit only has a maximum 3 op. He can take Thailand back and he'll lose it with the China card. So that's a big blow for Southeast Asia. That was a smart play by Tim to break Thailand with flower power. Worked out for him.
Yeah. Okay. So Zimowit looks like he's got Junta here. He's going to certainly just coup Argentina, perhaps get South America control back, and then fix up Thailand.
Well, he'll fix it.
He'll lose, and then Tim could spend the China card to go ahead and flip it back. So that would be very big.
I know it's scary to play the China card with Lone Gunman in hand, but I think you have to. I just think you can't give up 4 more VPs here. You're already too far behind. You did redraw.
You're way too far behind to think about that.
Imagine Zimowit redrawing OPEC. It might have been game over if you can counter it up. So, but you can space OPEC. You can space Willy Brandt as well if you can double space, and then you have. Okay, so obviously the other headline I guess Tim is considering is Red Scare, which would be. Which would be
I'm
good
sorry
here.
to interrupt, Hassan, but Zimowit does have one small step, so I very seriously doubt you're going to see a double space from Tim. I think one small step may be evented, but if only to prevent a double space. But we'll see. Now we'll see if Tim decides to go with Usuri or Purge. Either of them would be good, but I think with Southeast Asia scoring imminent and DEFCON about to be dropped, I think Usuri is a much better play here.
I agree. I think Tim will end up going with Usuri, although Purge really does hurt. As for one small step being evented, I think if he gets purged, then possibly. But if not purged, then I'm thinking about it because okay, look, I event one small step, I space rear guards, all of a sudden I'm at space 4, now I can't space 2 ops anymore. So.
Yeah, that's true. It does open up a path for Tim to win on DEFCON by getting stuck with grain sales or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a given that Zimowit's going to event one small step. Okay, I like this a lot for Tim now because he's gonna grab Thailand. Ooh, but that's tough. And Alliance for Progress is free now. Okay. And now you play China to take Thailand. You just have to. It's 4 VPs. He has gunmen, and Zimowit knows he has gunmen, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah, you're just gonna take the risk here. So
An
the China card flip of Thailand makes sense. That's going to make the scoring here +2 for the U.S. I would imagine Zimowit might just dump the scoring before Tim fills up Philippines, but we will see.
That's I think that's what I would do. He could flip Laos, of course, but
interesting. Zimowit just again. I'm sorry to interrupt, Hassan, but Zimowit was just counting up countries, and he noticed that Tim now has Asia domination with shuttle in play.
True. That might come back to bite Zimowit.
Zimowit certainly hoping Middle East gets drawn first.
Yeah,
or that war games gets drawn first by him, and we don't see either scoring.
Or just Central America or South America and call it a day. An alternate play that Tim could have thought about here is Purge and then jam Poland, and you get a Trumanov. Jam Poland with China card, and then you bet on Zima not having a 4, which would have worked out. Of course, you see these things when you see both hands, but could have led to tear down the wall, winning the game, because then you'd have Poland and tear down the wall stuck in the middle.
Yeah, I think Tim. So flipping over Thailand certainly extremely valuable and extremely important. Is going to keep Tim in this game, but at some point Tim needs to win this game, not stay in it, and he finds himself dominated in 4 regions. He does dominate Asia, but not in final scoring. So at some point, you look at Europe control and say, well, is that a real path to victory? And if he'd been able to get Truman off, that would be a real threat.
Well, I like this Panama coup because he's hunting for arms race, and he's going to get it. He's going to get it here. So we're already back down to 6, which is quite manageable. Defectors brings it to 5. I don't know. There's hope here with Europe scoring or Asia scoring can bring it back to near even, and then you just keep on grinding away at these scorings. I mean, a single brush war flipped Central America from 9 to I think 3, right, or something like that. So
yeah, and Tim also ahead on the space race. So Star Wars is in play, assuming One Small Step does not get evented here.
I don't. Oh, Star Wars is the only reason. Okay, it might get evented because of Star Wars. I can see that.
Okay, well, it's not going to help now, but now Tim cannot do the double space, which would have been very helpful to get rid of OPEC, and that is a little bit annoying for Tim because Tim now cannot hold Purge.
Yeah, so he'll have to hold OPEC, no doubt.
So I think now, what about Purge, Jam Poland, and then Truman?
It works. It obviously works, and it would be a massive play if Tim can find it. It's tough.
Does Tim know both of these cards, or were they redraws?
Defectors is a redraw. Defectors is a redraw. That's the 3rd time in the game we've seen Defectors. I believe Formosan might be known. Either way, if I'm Tim and I'm looking at this board, I think the risk is worth it.
I mean, you've got Truman. You have to play it. You obviously can't play the gunman, and you cannot trigger OPEC. You have to play Purge, and you have to play Truman. I would take my shot here, I think, even if I didn't know Zimowit's cards, and I would just hope that he didn't have a 3-op.
Also, I think the question you always ask yourself is, what are my alternatives? And over here, I don't really see much. I mean, yeah, you play into Saharan states and threaten the realign there, but it's kind of meh, there's not too much you can do else. There's no open country sitting. I mean, there's Israel. It's nothing very appealing. Why is OPEC going out? That should stay in your hand, Tim.
Tim reaching for OPEC. I'm confused. That's a 5 VP card.
Yeah, he's giving up 4. I'm assuming he's going to break something, but still, I don't think that's a good play at all. I think he's valuing holding on to Purge too much. There are too many good headlines in the midwar.
Yeah.
You get grain seals, and look at that. Zuma immediately protects Poland.
Yeah,
very
boy,
cool.
That okay. And so a Purge could help you with perhaps win with DEF CON, but you just gave up the China card. Rightly so. Tim had to give up the China card there.
But just right before getting into war games territory, you give your opponent 4 VPs with OPEC. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think you got to Purge and Truman.
Yeah. He really wants to hold. He's going to hold Truman, I guess.
Because CIA is gone, right? I mean, what are you betting on? Grain seals and Purge? That doesn't even work. He'd need Cal. He'd need tear down this wall. He'd need duck and cover. He'd need 3 or 4 DEFCON cards with the China card in hand.
Zimowit, yeah. And Zimowit can still space 2s. So yeah, you need the Purge, and of course, yeah, Zimowit's got China, so DEF CON is going to be hard here for Tim.
And now he's playing Purge anyway, so okay, I guess the idea was he wanted to do what we wanted to do, but he wanted to do it on the last AR. But yeah,
Okay,
like good
so
play.
Tim draws Central America and nothing with which to contest it. Zimowit has drawn Africa.
Yeah, this game should be over because now Asia scoring Zimut will not play because he has 5-year plan, so he can just
Yep.
keep dragging that out, and he can score Africa for domination, and obviously Central America the other way. I don't see a way for Tim to do anything about and literally anything about Central America at all. I don't see anything. Like not even a
So-
glimmer of hope. He's got a coup Guatemala and Haiti, and that's it's tough.
I don't see how the game will continue past this turn.
You probably headline tear down this wall. Yeah, I think
Boy, it
he
would have
does.
been so much more effective if you had Poland. It still
Yeah.
still wouldn't have could have led to Europe control for Tim. Now I still, even if he had done that, I don't think he would survive this turn. So I don't think he'd survive to see the scoring card played. But that would have been very huge.
Yeah. Well, he still might survive this turn. I mean, if you space Pershing and you succeed, that's 3 VPs. So it takes you down to 6. 6 in Central America is a 9. You have 15. Africa's a 4, 19. Like you might be able to play on, but it's gonna be a little futile. Like it might not end here. Ooh, okay, that's a nice coup roll. It might not end here, but practically it's over, I think. Okay, Zimowit
Yes.
fills up East Germany, which I think is the correct play, and and now Tim is forced to fill up West Germany. I don't think he can mess around doing anything else.
No.
Terrorism could hit Africa, don't forget.
Yes. So Tim would need to event terrorism quickly in order to try and hit Africa here. Now, it does have UN intervention. You can get rid of the gunmen. But so Central's still going to be 9. And yeah, he needs to hit space. And then Africa is going to be 4. So 9 plus 4, that's 13. So 22. So if Tim hits space, gives up the 4 in Africa, Zimowit doesn't get any other VPs. Yeah, we could get to turn 9 with 19 VPs on the board.
Mm-hmm. One possibility as well is okay, Deccan NORAD. Okay, he's just gonna get rid of Africa, of course. I think Africa, dating back to that puppet government's play, I really think should have gone like look where the influence went and how well. I mean, hasn't done anything from Ivory Coast or Peru. He hasn't even moved on them. I always feel like if you can go for that impactful play that affects the board right away, I think that's what you should go for with puppet governments.
Yep, especially with an unscored region out
Mhm.
there. And so Tim cannot give up Pershing. He must space it, and he must succeed, or this game is over. And he fails. So
Probably game unless terrorism hits. Is there a chance here for something? I don't think so, right?
no, nope. Because Zimowit has enough VPs in Tim's hand to win the game here.
Yeah, it's going to become transparent soon enough, especially because Tim is just gonna. I guess he's no choice but to coup Haiti and Guatemala, right? And then hope for real lines.
You know what? No, I am wrong. If terrorism hits 5-year plan, then Zimowit will have to score Asia, and then he'll have to score it on his AR7.
The card flips Thailand. Yeah, I was just gonna say. There.
Oh well, there you go. So forget about that. And now that flips Asia domination from blue to red.
Yeah, this one's in the books.
This one is over. So we haven't talked about. I mentioned it briefly at the top of the broadcast, but Zimowit and Tim were fighting for captaincy in their respective regions. Tim currently sitting second place behind Michael Stryker in the Americas region, but a win here would have vaulted him up over Stryker based on strength of schedule. Zimowit sitting behind Harib Flores, who is listening in. Thank you, Harib, for all you do to produce these games. We really appreciate it. And so a Zimowit victory here, I believe, jumps him ahead of Harib based on record. So it looks like Zimowit could be the EMEA captain. So twice in a row now. And so here is the terrorism event, and it Hits Formosa, not particularly helpful.
Mhm.
And so twice in a row now here on ARZ, we see an potential America's captain fall by the wayside, and that will do it. Central not even needing to be scored. Iran Iraq War gets Zimowit to 20 VPs to win the game on turn 8 via the VP track, and Zimowit's going to be your EMEA captain.
Yeah.